What's up, everybody? It's your boy Brandon Blakney, aka Brandon Lee TV. Welcome to the Live with Brandon Blakney Podcast. Today we got a special guest, man. My guy Jourdan McKinley, up and coming comedian, as well as lifelong Jets fan, season ticket holder. We caught up with him to talk about all the pandemonium that was surrounding Taylor Swift in the NFL so far, as well as when she was at MetLife Stadium when the Jets took on the Chiefs and Zach Wilson had his game. He's talking about the game. He's talking about how hope was lost when Aaron Rodgers went down and how those season ticket prices plummeted. Oh, Jets Nation, it's been a tough ride. But with no further ado, let's get into it.
You are now locked into the Live with Brandon Blakney Podcast. Here is your host, Brandon Blakney.
So, Jourdan, appreciate you joining the show this evening, man. First off, I love to give my guests their flowers. So salute to you, another Pembroke guy out here just doing your thing, man, with the comedy, with the entertainment, with the social media. And just appreciate you being on the show, man. What's going on with you?
Man, not too much. I appreciate you for having me, man. I see you doing big things on YouTube. I see you on Facebook. You're crushing it, bro. I'm proud of you. There's not a lot of us that are doing a lot from Pembroke, so it's always good to see people doing their thing.
Hey, if it's one thing you learn from there, it's how to hustle. That's for sure.
Absolutely.
So before we dive into this, I know you were recently at the Jets game, and man, I feel like the NFL is shoving Taylor Swift down our throats right now. You gotta taste of that firsthand. So just kind of, first of all, take us through your relationship with those New York Jets, man. It was a lot of expectations coming into the year.
Yeah, so I've been a Jets fan since as long as I can remember. It originally started because my favorite color is green, and they're green, so it was just a happy medium. But yeah, I had season tickets this past year. Like, this is the first time I got season tickets. And we got them before Aaron Rodgers signed with the team, so they were at a good price. Yeah. Then obviously we went to Monday Night Football, and he went down, and I'm immediately trying to resell these tickets, like trying to see what offers I could get. There was no market for it, so yeah, I had to end up keeping them.
Man, and it was the demand ain't the same for Zach Wilson, bro.
No, because as soon as he came in the game, like, I'm not going to say it on the podcast because it's not appropriate. But yeah, a lot of people were disappointed when he came into the game.
So you feel like the whole energy of the stadium just kind of left when Aaron Rodgers went down?
Yeah. So I don't know if you know, but Bills fans are notoriously, like, they're nice people. Like,
I'm up here in Rochester right now, bro. So
they're generally nice people. But one guy, I don't know, I guess he was like, yeah, like, guess your season's over. And the guy next to me just started cursing at him. He was like, yo, we're coming back in like 10 minutes. If not, like, I can see you outside right after this. I was like, it's not that deep, but like, yeah.
Getting spicy, man. New York is something else, bro. So as far as Aaron Rodgers goes down, what were y'all thinking initially? Like, did y'all think the worst?
Yeah, it was mainly because he didn't get right back up. Like, you saw him go down, and then he just sat there, and we're like, oh, like, maybe, I don't know, maybe he's catching his breath. I know he's a little older, but nah. Then they brought the cart out, and it was like, and they had to help him off the field, and we were like, yeah, it's not looking good.
That's crazy, man. I know such a franchise that has some of the most loyal fans, man. I know y'all just trying to catch a break out there.
It's tough. It's for sure tough. I think the last time we went to the playoffs, I was at Pembroke, so that just tells you how long it's been since we were decent.
No doubt, man. So last game, everybody's watching. It's prime time. Zach Wilson must have known Taylor Swift was in the crowd because he put on his best Aaron Rodgers impression. So Going into the game initially, like, you've been to Jets games. Was it any differences that you noticed? Was security different? Was the vibe different knowing that she was going to be there?
So I think for me, seeing how many Kansas City fans were there, because I didn't even know Kansas City had that many fans outside of Kansas City. But I had a show the night before, and there was like 20, 30 people from Kansas City. Like, yeah, we came out for the game. I'm like, you came to watch the Jets play the Kansas City Chiefs? Like, all right, that's loyalty, I guess.
For sure.
Yeah. So when you get into the stadium, it's red. Like there's barely any green. But then the crazy thing was the people that weren't wearing there were some people that had Kansas City Chiefs jerseys on. It was mainly women. They had Kansas City Chiefs jersey on, but the back was Swift. Like they taped over the name and it just said Swift. And then there was a lot of non-football fans there. I'd never seen anything like that before in my life. Like there were two women sitting in front of us that they had like a direct view into Taylor Swift's box, and they were just taking selfies or like trying to get good pictures. I'm like, do you even know who's playing right now? Like, do you know that the Jets and the Chiefs are playing? But obviously it wasn't their concern.
Man, it trips me out too, because I see like all these people and they're like, man, nobody knew who Travis Kelce was before Taylor Swift like got with him. And I'm just sitting there looking like, bro, what?
It's a power play for sure. I know his jersey is like the most sold on NFL.com right now. So yeah, I mean it worked out for him.
Yeah, nah, that's definitely I feel like I don't know if it is a business move, but if it is, he doing something right for sure. And I know, like you were saying, how you were seeing like all the red, the newly acquired Chiefs fans just going into the game now. You know, from your perspective, what was the energy like in the stadium, man? Because I know I don't want to speak for Jets Nation, but I don't feel like expectations were too high competing with the defending Super Bowl champions.
No, and the only reason I went is because I couldn't sell my tickets. My tickets there was no value. I would have owed money if I sold my tickets, pretty much. So going into the game, we're like, all right, this is an opportunity to see the defending Super Bowl champions. We're not really concerned with how the Jets are going to play because we've seen what Zach Wilson is or is not capable of. So this isn't going to be much of a game. And then second quarter, I don't know. Maybe he saw someone's mom in the crowd. He got excited, like he just started balling. It was a great day to be a Jets fan. It was a great couple quarters to be a Jets fan.
Man, I'm telling you, I was amped up, man. And then I saw after the game, like those comments by Rodney Harrison that really annoyed me. He was trying to cook, bro, with Chris Jones. Man, like just seeing that, bro. What was your initial reaction?
Rodney Harrison, he used to be on the Steelers, right?
The Patriots. Did you see when he was interviewing Chris Jones, the defensive tackle? He was basically trying to get them to call Zach Wilson trash, like on air, bro. And it kind of rubbed me the wrong way as a journalist. Like the dude just laid his heart out, and you talking to a dude he just competed against, trying to get him to call him trash, bro. It was just mad disrespectful.
I have nothing nice to say about anybody from the Patriots, so I'll leave my comments to myself.
Hey, as a Carolina Panthers fan, bro, I'm right there with you, man. And I definitely want to chop it up with you about your comedy gigs too, man. But just one last question on the Jets stuff, because it's such an interesting thing, man. The storylines, because you got Aaron Rodgers, who's a superstar in the suite, his own self, like he's a star in the making. You got Taylor Swift. You got all types of celebrities there, man. Have you ever seen like the energy around the Jets be like this since you've been a fan?
No. Most of the people that are Jets fans that come to the games before this year were actually Jets fans. So you had like the Wu-Tang Clan. All of their members are Jets fans. You had people from The Sopranos show. They're all Jets fans. Ray Romano, a Jets fan. Like it was actual Jets fans that just happened to be celebrities that were going to the game. First game of this year, you have like Sexy Red coming to the game. I'm like, you have never, you probably don't, you can't name anybody on the Jets right now. Like it's fine.
Not at all, man.
We'll take it. Like I'm glad people were excited, but we don't have to pretend like all of a sudden people are Jets fans. Like that's not a thing.
As far as the announcer at the game, how many Taylor Swift references did you hear while you was there?
Not that many from the announcer, but it was definitely felt from the crowd. I'm not gonna repeat it. It's in bad taste. It's not inappropriate, but I don't want to throw any shade on Taylor Swift.
Hey, nah, respect, man. I mean, she's got some bangers. I think, she's not the one asking for all this attention, man. The NFL is obviously thirsty for some ratings, man. And we'll just salute to them, man. Get your marketing on, plug away. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, she almost sold out MetLife Stadium without performing a song, so that's pretty big.
Facts, man. So I know you're on your grind doing the comedy thing. Just take us through that first off, how you got introduced to it and your process from just coming up with your routines. Cause I know it takes a while to master something like that.
Yeah, absolutely. So actually the first person that sparked my interest, I don't know if you remember him, his name was Hal Davis. He was at Pembroke. He was like an acting teacher.
Okay.
Yeah. So we had an improv class and he was like, yo, just sit there. Like, don't do anything. Just sit there. I think I saw something was on my shoe and I like brushed it off and him and the rest of the class started clapping. I'm like, what? I don't think I did anything, but okay. And then as the class progressed, he was like, yo, I feel like you have a natural knack to do stand-up comedy. And that was the first time somebody put a bug like that in my ear. I was like, oh, well, my parents are paying for my education, so I'm not going to at all pursue that right now.
Wait, so he saw all that just from one movement, one swipe of the shoe?
No, I would say like two or three more classes.
Okay, okay. Show him a little something. Okay.
Yeah. I guess I'm funny. I don't know. People think I'm funny. But yeah, that was like 2011 maybe that I took that class, and then I didn't do it at all until maybe 2018. I was in the fantasy football league, and last place, if you came in last place, like we had to write jokes for you and you had to go to an open mic night and perform them.
Wow.
So I didn't come in last place, but I wrote some of the jokes and some of them did well. Like the crowd was laughing. I mean, the guy, he wasn't really that concerned. It was like, all right, let me just do this punishment and get it out the way. But when I saw that, I was like, oh, I can do that. So I just signed up the next week, and then yeah, I've been doing it ever since then. That's what, like 4 years, 5 years.
I mean, I'm a big comedy fan. I go to the Carlson Club, the comedy club that's up here in Rochester, New York, a lot. So they got D-Ray Davis coming in a few weeks, so I'm excited about that.
Yeah. I saw him earlier this year. So yeah, you definitely
good show. Okay.
Yeah, it was a very good show. Yeah.
So looking at that, man, I've seen Charlie Barron's as well out in North Dakota when I was there. So everybody has like their own different style, different audiences they attract. As far as going though from writing them to actually performing, was there any adjustment, any stage fright or anything like that you had to get over?
I think the initial concern was, like it sounds funny to me. When I write it down or when I look at it, I'm like, this is funny. Mm-hmm. But then you have to translate that to it being funny on stage, which is completely different. Because you have people that write like Hallmark cards, they technically do comedy, but if they were to go on stage, it might not be the same thing. So when I went on stage, I think my only concern was like just making sure I hit all my punchlines, not, having breath control so it doesn't sound like I'm rushing. And yeah, I mean, there was a little bit of stage fright. I mean, I still get stage fright growing up now, but I've done it so much, I just keep doing it.
How was the first show that you remember? Like everybody talks about like how sometimes that first show, man, I've heard Kevin Hart, Mike Epps talk about getting booed off stage that first time. How was that first show for you?
I didn't get booed, thank God. But I should have, now that I think about it. I did a couple open mics it's called the Stress Factory. It's in New Brunswick, New Jersey. Like a lot of famous comedians come through there. And they booked me to be on the showcase.
Dope.
Maybe, a couple of weeks later. And I forgot one of my jokes, like in real time. So I'm just up there like. So what I did, I tried to make it seem like I did that on purpose. So I paused and I was like, nah, just kidding. But I couldn't think of my joke for anything in that moment. Like it was, I blanked. So I was like, all right, well, I'm just go to the next one because I don't remember that one.
Hey man, my thing is being in television, you forget sometimes, but as long as the audience don't know, you good.
Yeah. If I could have played it off a little bit better, we would have been fine. But yeah, I think everyone knew after the second pause. I was like, oh, this is on purpose. Like, this isn't. he's not making a joke. This is actually happening in real time.
Guy's having a meltdown up there.
Yeah. But my meltdown was calm. Like, I wasn't freaking out. It was just like a very awkward pause for about 10 to 15 seconds.
Respect, man. Is there anybody or any guys that you watch that, are inspiring to you?
Yeah, for sure. Roy Wood Jr., I'd say Ali Sadiq, Chris Rock, when, he's not getting hit on stage and stuff.
Getting knocked out.
Yeah, no. Some of my shows, I did a show 2 weeks ago, and I walked up there with a chair. Like, I walked up with a chair similar to the one from the Alabama Sweet Tea Party.
The fold. Yeah.
So I basically prefaced the audience. I was like, hey, I hope you guys enjoy the show. Please don't get any ideas coming up here. I am prepared. Like, don't think that this is going to be an Oscar situation. Like, this is not that medium. I promise you, I will react differently.
No, but that's funny, bro. That took me back to like WWE, man, with like The Rock and Stone Cold. Them boys did not play with them chairs, dog.
Yeah. Oh man, that was a throwback. Yeah, I haven't watched wrestling in a minute, but that's a core memory right there.
Do you ever incorporate the Jets into your routine at all, or being a Jets fan?
Yeah, because I try to perform most nights. So like, it was on Monday night that it happened, and then Tuesday night I went up, and I was just like, yeah. I don't know if you guys have ever bought season tickets, but they're really hard to get rid of when your star quarterback goes down in the first game.
Man, I can only imagine, bro. Y'all be good next year, though, man. Maybe if what I'm saying, there's some hope. It's some hope out there.
Here's the thing: as a Jets fan, you naturally don't have hope. Like, hope doesn't really exist in our fan base. We'll get, like, if we take it, we can take it as far back as Mark Sanchez. When Mark Sanchez got drafted, everybody was like, man, okay, like, I guess, sure.
We got him.
Yeah. And then we made it to the AFC Championship twice, and we're like, oh, okay. I mean, he's still not that good, but like, he's doing enough for us to get to the game. And then I think so for me, the worst part about being a Jets fan in the last 10 years, we had Geno Smith. Mm-hmm. When we had Geno Smith, we mismanaged Geno Smith. So then to see Geno Smith go to the Seahawks and play extremely well, I'm just like, I mean, we're still searching for a quarterback. We had one for a little while, but that offensive lineman punched him in the face, and I was like, yeah, all right, we can't come back from that.
I mean, you can't even make stuff like that up, bro.
It's the Jets being the Jets. Like, there's no other way to describe it. We have some of the worst plays or situations in NFL history, like the butt fumble. That was crazy. That was on Thanksgiving. Like, I
didn't even remember that. Bro, the whole nation watching.
I was watching that from North Carolina on Thanksgiving. I almost threw my plate off my seat. I was like, this is, like, come on. Bro, you saw the guy in front of you. Like, how do you not see your lineman directly in front of you?
Bro, the craziest thing about that situation is I feel like, and it's proven because it's never happened again, I feel like that could have only happened to Mark Sanchez.
It's accurate. Yeah, it's accurate.
Like, it's madness, man. But Jourdan, bro, before we let you get out of here, I got a lot of younger people that watch the podcast too, journalists, entertainers, content creators. As a content creator, comedian, as yourself, what kind of advice would you give to a young up-and-comer that might be looking to tap into that field?
The main thing is consistency. You can't really take a day off. I mean, you can, make some time for yourself, like, just to get your mental health in order. But for the most part, you need to do this every day. So whether that's writing, performing, or researching, like, you need to be very adamant about, doing the things you need to do to make this a successful craft.
Most definitely, man. Jourdan, I appreciate all your support through the years, man. Let them know where to find you on social media so they can follow your journey.
Yeah, absolutely. On Instagram, it's Jourdan McKinley. On Facebook, it's Jourdan M. Campbell. On TikTok, it's Jourdan McKinley Comedy. And I have a YouTube page. It's just Jourdan McKinley. So,
hey, yeah. Plug away.
Yeah, absolutely. No, we need those views. Yeah, for sure. So definitely. Yo, but obviously you're watching Brandon's show because you have to be in order to know this is happening. But like, make sure you watch some of his previous videos. Make sure you like and subscribe. I know that's a big deal. We need to get those subs. Like, make sure you support the homie.
Hey, meet him like yesterday, Jourdan. I appreciate you, man. That's a wrap for us, y'all. For all the latest and the greatest, I am Brandon Blakney, a.k.a. Brandon Lee TV. Till next time, hey, we out.